weekday night, taking calls from the mains. Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the phone-in show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Well, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. John myself, officer on the panel is the one and only Bridgeman in young Port Bear. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, Ox. How we doing, mate? How we doing, people? Bridge.
Can I say a big good evening to you guys in the panel? Massive good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Matt, you're a Port Bear. You're a bit of a romantic on the sly, is that correct? I've been doing a bit of digging.
Have you?
Aye.
Steady, boy.
I've just got a couple of questions to ask you. I just want
Right. Fire away.
Would you get married for love or married to get your tax money back?
What, he's a shocker? The man's a shocker, telling you.
It's just a simple question.
I'd marry for love, mate.
There you go. Thanks very much, mate. You might be better with the tax money back, but that's another story. I was talking to a gentleman the day, and he was some kind of tax expert. How about you, Bridge?
Shocker. You're a shocker. A shocker. I'll tell you what it was, Port Bear. Back in the days, the guys used to get, when they got married, the couples got married,
Right.
for the men's perspective, they wanted it as close to the end of the tax year as possible because they get a huge rebate. They can get married anytime, you know.
Yeah.
If you leave it to the very end, you've paid all your tax and you get a huge whacking rebate for a married man's allowance. But in the year I arranged our marriage, my wife and I arranged our marriage, and it was arranged for March, right? And unfortunately, the bastards changed it. So they gave it a 6 monthly from April to October, and then October to. So I got like 5 months rebate, but I should have got 11 months, and I never got it. But that shows you how unlucky I was with that. Unlucky.
Indeed.
I hate the tax people. I just hate them.
Did I giggle when I heard that?
I'm sure there's others. I'm sure there are others who have went through the same experience when they get married, trying to get an April wedding. The guys that got the April the 3rd or April the 4th were they were minted, you know. Incredible stuff. Incredible.
You learn something new every day. Port Bear.
I wish I knew that. I get married in August.
They done away with it.
It makes they changed it. You know, they changed it because you would leave it until closer to, for instance, closer to October. So any time close to October, and you would get your 6 months tax rebate.
Ah.
But you know, the girls, the lasses that were getting married, they preferred the sort of the warmer months, June and July. You know, they never thought.
Bridget misses it. Long John's on under her.
I tell you what, Martha Street it's a very steep hill to that Martha Street, you know. The windows howling. Great day, by the way, I must admit. Great day.
Aye, well, you'll never look
My
back.
wife
Best
looked
thing
absolutely
ever
dynamite.
To you, boy. Best thing ever happened to you.
Well, I have to admit to that. She's put up with a lot of that last year. Put up with a lot.
She has. He's our legal expert and he's our tax expert.
Oh, God almighty. God almighty.
Anyway, enough about that. So we're building up to Sunday's game and stop making me laugh. I can't believe you heard the language you've been doing when he was telling me. I don't never guess for a done Oxford. Moved it.
Animals.
Well, never mind. What about you? You're nothing. I think Fox was married once, but he's had 7 stag do's. He's a man. He is all Fox. He's a man. 7 stag do's. You know.
I think one was just the anniversaries he stagged.
It was different women involved every time.
Oh, was there? Okay, don't want to see anything about that then.
His favourite show, Cold Feet.
Cold Feet, Oh, wow.
He was the man. He was the man. Oh, that's when he had all his own teeth. But we move on. So Sunday's game, and this, I don't know what to say. I just don't see a problem. I just think my plastic patch Hamilton doesn't matter. 3 or 4, and we'll move on. Port Bear.
Aye, but I'm hoping, it's just going to be, work as usual for Rangers. Pick up where they left off in regards to their form before the international games, and just continue on that exact same fame of form. This is the first time we played a friendly, I believe, during the international break to let the other guys take over and keep momentum. Obviously, with their fitness and stuff. So let's see how that works out. That may become a thing in the future for Rangers as well. The guys that don't go international duty, they may well play behind closed door games to keep the fitness up and stuff, the match fitness. So I think it will be a routine win. Ox, I'm reading that Hamilton are ravaged with injury to first team players.
I read that.
Yeah. So, that might have a wee impact on their team as well. But, Brian Rice, he's never one for, especially at home, for sitting in and trying to, block any team.
No.
He has a go, mate. So, you know what happens with teams have a go at Rangers, they seem to get, ripped apart. And it could be a scary score for Hamilton if you don't watch.
I found him a bit of a fresh air, Brian Rice. Very honest. He was a smashing player. Real nice touch he had. Lacked a wee bit of pace, maybe with a bit of pace he could have played at a higher level, but I understand how he's running the management, but I find him very honest when he talks about the game. Bridgeman.
Yeah, one of my pals, a big pal of mine when I was living in Nottingham, he raved about Brian Rice, said he was a smashing player. Yes, I agree with you. I think he was a really quality player, and his management style is similar to his play. But if they've got a lot of injuries, the only thing we've got to really look out for is if they bring in some youngsters to replace the guys that are injured, you might get one or two of them up. Not only maybe a double done, one they're and get a chance at the first team, and two they're playing the Rangers, so they can maybe lift themselves double. I've said this before. All we need to do is be there on the front foot, ready for the game, no matter what the game is. Go out and play the best that we can for ourselves, and we should beat any team in the league, and I mean that. Any team in the league, if we turn up with our A game and do everything we can, it shouldn't be a problem. Mm-hmm. However, this is the biggest game of our season. This next game, the biggest game of our season, and we can't afford not to win 3 points.
I just see it'll be one we'll chalk off, mate. And it'll be another game out the way. It'll be an away game, plastic pitch, 3 points.
Yeah, another box tick. Is that what you mean?
Aye.
Another box ticked, right?
We'll be back down the road, then we'll be thinking about Thursday night. I don't see it being any other way on Sunday. I really don't. Anyway, if people want to join us, we've got our tax expert, our legal expert on the phone tonight. What's the number, Bridgeman?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Port Bear?
You can join us on Skype at Rangers Radio @online.
Here you get brought into the call with a one and only old school Blue and Fox. Any relationship advice, Fox is on standby. we cover all the bases in here, Port Bear, don't we?
Oh, it's super.
It's a one-stop shop, man, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
It's a very popular show too for that kind of advice as well. There's people
Fox
phoning in from all over the world.
But people don't realise, because Fox takes the call, sometimes they don't come on live and he still gives them the advice and doesn't charge them.
There you are.
That's the kind of guy he is.
He's a fine gentleman, gentleman.
He's a
I'm
gentleman.
an old school Blue, fine gentleman. That's the truth.
Well, I've been close to both of you gentlemen at particular evenings, but that's another story. But we've been joined by a caller right away off the rank. It's young Stardunk tonight. I wonder what kind of advice he's looking for. How we doing, Stardunk?
Hi, Stardunk.
I tell you, see, as soon as I heard that, I text my papa straight away. What month did you and my gran get married? I need to know.
What did they say?
He's no messaged me back yet, mate, but I guarantee it'll be an April or a March job. Ken and him.
We'll find out.
Get it
Let
on
us know,
bridge, yeah.
Stardog.
Oh, I'll get back to you on it, mate. Hopefully he messages me back before the show's out.
Aye. By the way, my mother and father were married in March as well, so I can't guess. That's always puzzled me because I was born in April.
What are you getting puzzled about then? Brilliant, isn't it? You'll wait. How long could she hold it in for?
How we doing, Stardog?
Aye, alright, mate. Alright, just listening to what you were saying that there. Hamilton they're always a wee kind of tricky affair away, mate, but we seem to do alright there. I just hope the same as yourselves, obviously we can go and get the 3 points in that. I'm a bit different, mate. I would like to have a full team out and get the game wrapped up in the first half. I'm not saying that, if Morelos isn't playing that we're not capable of doing that. I just feel with Morelos up front and things like that, we can go there full strength and get the game wrapped up, and then we make your 3 substitutes, which would be your 3 key players, mate. I just think points are so important to us, and I just feel as if we need to play as strong a team as possible all the time. I don't think we can be too confident and say, it's a guarantee. Nothing's really guaranteed in this stupid league sometimes with these pitches and how these teams set up against you. It's quite frustrating, mate. But I mean, on paper we should be smoking this team. It's just it could be one of the days, mate. I'm not as confident as you, but I'm confident we can get 3 points. I'm just not as confident it's going to be an easy day out.
What's gave me the confidence is the way we've been playing, the way our players are, and in particular the Livingston game, Stardog.
Do you think we've clicked now, Ox? Aye.
I just think we've turned a corner. I just think there's a belief. I don't know if it's been accident or design, and I'll take this to Portbear, Stardog, and then I'll come back to you. The lack of change in the back four, has that been a plus for you?
100%, mate. I don't know if you remember when I first started coming on to the show, and through the weeks I've been on, this is one thing I was always raving about, going on about consistency and team selection, and I hated the rotation. Taylor did all the time. I understood it, but I hated it as well. I just think I always used to moan about the spiny team. I felt that from middle to back to front, there should always been the same 7 or 8 nucleus of players that should have played every single week, and the rest would have to fight it out. But that's finally came to fruition, and as I said before in the show, we can sort of more or less pick a team, pretty much. Certainly the first 8 we can pick now, and I think that bodes well for the teamwork. I think we're seeing better results because of
that. Stardog, what about yourself?
I think the stats would show, mate, that since we've had that back line, it's been a lot more settled. We've not conceded as many goals.
Stats don't always tell the picture, but
no, they don't, mate. But I think obviously we watch the games and things like that, and I think if you look at Hollander's settling in period, from when he first come on to where he is at now, I just think the back line definitely. I mean, I think Bridgman, you were saying it last night. The left hand side, for defence to up top, I think we're very, very strong now, and I think Hollander and Barisic been on the form he's on. I think that makes a lot of difference for us as well. I think we're a lot stronger on the left hand side than even on the right hand side, and we know how good we were coming down that side last season. So I think the defence is a lot more settled. I still love Big Katic, mate. I would still love to see Big Nico making a few more appearances, but I mean, I can't grumble with what's been happening at the defence now because we're a lot more settled.
Makes a big difference. You're right, Stardog. It makes a big difference. The balance was tremendous, and now you're seeing that you're getting results or rewards rather for your strong left-hand side work, and people are natural left-footed people are fitting in there quite easily, whereas before it was very difficult even for a natural left-footed forward or midfielder. They couldn't get the ball for the centre halves or the fullback, because they've always gone thumping away up the pitch, But you look at it now, it's really some great passing. I reckon that Barisic must be down as one of the best left backs in the country at the moment.
You're talking about
no, he's going to be the best left back.
Barisic.
Right.
When you hear this, when you go Portbear, look what he's done. Look the way Bridgman lined that up for you.
I was looking this up earlier on, and we were checking out Barisic's stats so far for the year, and they're pretty impressive reading. Stardog. Since it's at Mungame, right? Rangers have had 12 clean sheets. 2 goals. He's scored 2 goals. He had 2 man of match performances in Europe and 5 assists since the St Mun match to now.
That's quite
15
incredible.
I mean, that's
quite incredible.
It's unreal. That's the past 15 games. He's not only proven he's our best left back, he's arguably the best left back in the league, if not, as you said, mate.
Tell you what, credit to Bridgeman, because last year when we were all slating him, Bridgeman's the only guy on here that I can remember actually standing by him and saying we knew that there was a player in there.
No.
So credit to you, Bridge, you've seen it.
Definitely.
I always thought he had a nice left foot, but I questioned his heart.
Yep, I did as well, mate.
I questioned his heart.
Me too.
I think if he gets another season, hopefully we get another season like this season where any learning that's required, he'll get it done. And then he'll hit his kind of, shall we say, the plateau where you know you're in the zone, you're hitting your peak and everything's going great for you. And I think that's what we're waiting for Barris. If he's not already hit it, we will soon find out. Because if he gets any better, my God, he's a tremendous left back. I'm not saying he's the best. I think he's one of the best, if not the best left back that's playing in Scotland at the moment. However, we're under no illusions. We said that about Tavernier, and Tavernier kind of he built it down a wee bit, and now he's starting to come back up again. So don't want to put any kibosh on him. I think he's a fabulous player. You can see the way he strolls down the wing with the ball, and he's all the confidence in the world now. Even 9 months ago, he was struggling a wee bit with his own form, and then 6 months ago, he was cutting back, turning back and pushing the ball back all the time. Now, you get somebody there, Helander, that'll push the ball at an angle and let him run onto it. And look at the space he creates for himself and the passes and the assists he makes.
But that's what you do when your confidence is low, innit? You make a negative decision.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Try and be safe.
Yeah.
You don't gamble when your confidence is low. But I've got to say, fair play to the boy for sticking with it. You've got to give credit where it's due, Stardog, yeah?
Oh, 100%, mate. And I mean, I can go back to a few games last season, but in my opinion, mate, and I think there was a few of you on here that were saying, I think he was always hiding and looking for a road out in the games last season. And then we had this bounce game, and it was with Lafferty, Grezda and Barisic. And I don't know, there was a couple of Ians involved, weren't there? And there was substitutions made, and there was only one person that went and knocked on the manager's door and asked if he could have a chance to redeem himself and promised he would work hard, mate. And we can honestly say, for that day, Borna Barisic has definitely been putting in a lot of good shifts for us. He's been a different player. You can see he's really worked on the physical side of his game. He even said that in an interview himself in Croatia. You know, it's all about football. It's not about the physical side. You don't have to have a fight with folk on the park before the game. You know what I mean? Or before he's even considered playing football. A lot of physical challenges here. So he's adapted to that, mate. And sometimes I even think he even likes a challenge now because he doesn't hold back at all. I think he's all-round finished article for left back. And in my opinion, mate, he definitely is the best left back playing in Scotland now.
He's turning into the modern day fullback. If you ask me, and if you look at the fullbacks in England, you know, Andy Robertson, this is high praise, I know that, but Andy Robertson, you know, guys like him, Kieran Tierney as well, you know, he's better than him. I would say he's better than him.
Oh, I can't believe he said that.
I know, but I'm going to say it because I think he's a better player than him.
I'm about to pull my finger back again.
Where's that button?
What did you say, man? Did I not have a pep talk with you about what you said on that show?
You did. I had to put it out there. For me, he's better than him.
Well, listen, thanks for the call. Don't be a stranger.
Hasta la vista.
What did you say? Start again.
I'll take it back.
No, who did you say he was better than?
Andy Robertson and a previous guy over the rest that played left back that went to Arsenal. I would say.
I thought you said something that's controversial that to upset Oxford. That's why I said all the players that are playing today. If you step through our team with a level head, and you're not too much blue tinted glasses, you'd probably find 7 out of 11 of our players are the best in Scotland at their position.
You recovered for that. You managed to get back up on your chair after that.
I feel let down, Stardog, you know.
Aye. I can sense it in your silence, mate. I can sense it in your silence.
I blame my parents, the schools, whatever else you like. Oh dear, he obviously never read this.
Borna Barisic, before he came to, he had a big move, didn't he, to Dynamo Zagreb? And it never quite. They were the biggest club in Croatia, mate, weren't they? And it never quite worked out for him. It was a confidence thing there as well. I mean, he's come out and openly spoke about that. And he went back to Osijek and he was the man there again. And he's got his move, mate. And we've stuck with him and we've worked with him. So that's all credit to the management team as well.
Well, it's taken a year for him to come out his shell, or just over the year. And now you're seeing that getting the benefits. We appear to be getting the benefits, and long may it last. Because I think he's a class player, absolute class. And I think that's what we're doing. Our manager building a class team. So, and if we can keep going the way we're going and add quality all the way through, whenever we need to get someone, it's got to be better than what we've got. We're going to have some quality team, I'll tell you. We're going to have a fantastic team. Fantastic.
I mean, arguably his 2 free kicks and that pass, and that was a pass. That was in Porto, wasn't it? The Morelos goal.
Yeah.
I mean, that it wasn't a goal, but that pass was arguably the highlight of the season. You know?
He scored one in the qualifying as well, did you know? Away to, what's her face's Progress.
I can't remember, mate.
Joseph's away, he scored.
He scored 2 good free kicks this season, didn't he?
He scored 3.
3 free kicks, I can remember.
He scored one UEFA Cup qualifying, mate. It was either against Progress or St Joseph's. He scored a free kick earlier.
The one that Big Golson came in and put it in.
Aye,
I remember that now. Aye, but I've got to say, fair play to the boy, and if his form just improves, but I don't know, 5%. What a player we've got, Portbearer.
Aye, definitely. As I said, he's just a modern day fullback for me, and after having a difficult year last year to come to where he is now, it sees a lot about the character of the guy as well. And you remember when I think it was a goal against Porto over there as well. Was he only won the 50-50 challenge just about 25 yards out and laid it in? It was at a final game, I can't remember, but he went in a crunching challenge anyway and won the ball, gave it to whoever it was, and they scored in one of the European ties. So he's not bottling it or nothing now. Whatever the chat he had with a gaffer, it seems to have worked.
Can I just say, Oxford, can I just say something?
Yes, mate.
Ronnie Bell in the lobby is just saying that he's asking people should Poor Bear be free transfer to Radio Clyde.
Sorry, Ronnie.
Well said, Ronnie Bear. Well said.
You're getting it. You're getting it.
Maybe I'll learn that.
Does it look like it, does it?
Some people got to learn the hard way.
Oh, dear.
Port Bear will be P45'd up by the end of the night.
I think there's a bit of competition between these two parents to try to stab each other in the back.
Magic. You're in top form, Poor Bear. You're in top form, pal. I'll tell you.
But just give you a wee bit of advice when you're in a hole sometimes. Stop digging.
Shut up.
Oh, magic. So seeing what we're saying, how good Barisic is and the way things are going for him.
Don't forget my other fullback.
I'm looking at the other fullback, Tavernier, and the kind of form that he'd been hitting and doing very well. My God, he must have scored 16 goals or something last season, and God knows, maybe the same amount of assists. But that kind of stopped, maybe because the manager's asked him to stay back a wee bit. I don't know. Maybe just he's working to orders. But it certainly makes a difference when you look down the right and the left, and you're seeing that Barisic is providing a lot better than Tavernier had been. Maybe the last couple of weeks, maybe coming on.
Can you find out what touch stars on the last 15 games, Port Bear? Just out of curiosity.
I will do, mate. Yeah.
have a look and see what it'd be interesting just to because statistics sometimes don't mean you necessarily played well. Stardom Dairy, you know.
No, because we've had this argument earlier on in the season about Ojo's statistics, and I thought they were good, but obviously everybody was kind of agreement he wasn't really playing well. I mean, I think we were only about 10 games in, and his stats were the exact same as Ryan Kent's were for the full season. But obviously, Ryan Kent's a lot easier in the eye to watch. I think he brings more to a game. He's got that turn of pace, mate, and he can go inside. I mean, Ojo can do this. He's just not done it yet. But Ryan Kent just brings so much more to the Rangers team, mate. I think he's maybe a team player. If it's not happening for Ojo, then I don't think there's really much he can offer the team.
I think there's different types of braveness, Stardog.
Aye, definitely, mate. Definitely.
I don't expect Ojo to go in for 50-50s. He's no a ball winner, but the same as I don't really expect Ken to do that. That's maybe they're not on the park to do that. It's how when you take
Ken's
the ball.
Prepared to do it, isn't he?
But he's also maybe he doesn't do 50-50s as such, but it's where he takes the ball and where he wants to take it to help the team. Ojo, I think he's a grass in front of you player, you know.
Aye. He'll devastate teams, mate, if he's got space to run into. But obviously, in this league, I don't think that's really going to work for him, mate, is it?
He's done some great things.
That goal against Feyenoord, mate, I mean, that was special.
Aye, he's done some great things. And what disappointed me about that night, and it's only my opinion, everybody sees it different. What a goal. But after that, he disappeared. You'd have thought he'd have been wanting to get the ball and really, right, I'm here, I can do this, I can do that, but he never. You know,
that's an opportunity, mate. You really have to take that goal. Must give you some confidence once you strike that and you see it hit the net in front of the fans and things like that. And I'm the same as you, mate. If that's me scoring that goal, I'm taking the ball and I'm making the rest of the game mine and all, mate. I'm trying to get myself a couple of goals if that's the case. But he faded out the game, mate. I thought it was a great team performance that night, but Ojo definitely did fade out the game.
Well, I'm not saying he played poor, but he just.
No, he never maybe did that night. I don't think.
I'm just saying I think he should have been able to influence the game more. But look, again, Stardog, it's only my opinion, and my opinion doesn't really count, you know.
Aye, it's all about opinions, mate, isn't it?
Aye. Any luck with that start, Pop, there?
Just get it, I'm doing it for Europe. I'm doing it for the Europe Cup and the league.
All right, well done, mate. But Bridgeman, obviously you've been an all centre half with various medals. When you played continuity selection, that would have been, there wasn't a big squad game, man. It was 12 players, most teams carried, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you didn't have this continuity that you've got now.
Well, how can we say it? I think a lot of teams playing at just sort of English non-league were very steady. They nearly always played the same defence, apart from injury. But they nearly always played the same defence because that's what they believed in. A good goalkeeper, a good four men in the back defence, and they could change anything above them if they wanted to. But reliability in defence requires familiarity in defence, in my opinion. And that's the way it should be. And you look at Rangers now, with their 5 men at the back, their goalkeeper, and their 4 at the back. Really, really tight, miserable, really miserable defence for giving goals away. Tremendous for us, absolutely fantastic for us, every one of them. And I take my hat off to them. Absolutely brilliant. And if you step up there, look at our midfield, absolutely amazing. Amazing service to give everybody from the defence going forward and then into the attack itself. I stepped through that team and I don't see any failures, and that's continuity. We've said this for a while. A lot of folk have said we should keep the same team as much as possible. Other folk want to be able to mix and match a wee bit, and that's what our manager's been doing, a wee bit mix and match. But he's settled now on his defence and goalkeeper, and the midfield look good as well. And if you get somebody alongside Morelos at both sides of them, my God, you're going to be a formidable team. An absolutely formidable team. I love it. Come on, Rangers.
No, I think the midfield will be interesting for this weekend because obviously Aribo's been away, he's played, so is Davis, Ryan Jack's the same, and obviously Glenn Kamara. These boys they've all went away and they've featured for their international teams. So it's not going to be a fitness contest, really, is it? To see who's kind of more fit. They've all went and they've all played, so it's going to be interesting to see the midfield at the weekend.
Do you think there'll be big changes?
I don't think there will be. I think 3 out of the 4 will start, mate. It's just interesting to see who he's going to leave out.
Right, I think Stephen Davis, Ryan Jack, and I think Ariba will play. There you go. That'll be the 3.
Yeah.
That's my 3.
Well, that would be my 3 as well, mate. I mean, he taken his goal well against Livingston, didn't he? Some finishing. Obviously, the last time he'd visited that stadium, he got a shocking head knock. So to go back there, mate, that can shake players. But he taken his goal well, mate, and he looked dangerous in the game as well, going forward and getting his cell in the box.
And if we can get a lead, you're changing it for me. You're bringing Kamara on, taking Davis off, or everybody else is on the bench. You know, just using your squad after an hour to try and look towards Thursday. You know, but that'll be dreamland. But I don't see any danger on Sunday. I really don't. I don't want to say we'll win 5, 6, 7, nothing, but I'm pretty confident we'll win the game. More confident than I've been in a long time on these plastic pitches.
Aye. We're pretty consistent now, mate. Like everybody's saying there, Ken, the defence and the midfield. We know 3 out of the 4 boys is usually going to be them. It's the right hand side. I would like to see sort out the right hand side. I'd like to see somebody go and just nail down that jersey and make it theirs, Ken. A Greg Stewart or an Ojo. Just any of the 2 of them, mate. Even Arfield, he's still to pick up a bit of form and he can play in there as well. I think the tail end of last season when we found a bit of consistency in the full team, that's when we were just playing teams after part, mate, and wiping them aside. I would like somebody to just go and make that right hand side jersey theirs now. It's there for the taking, mate.
I think that's the spot where there's the most the 4 into 3 in the midfield, and then the right hand side you can have, I don't know, depending who's fit, you can have you could have Kent there or Jordan Jones, or you can have Arfield, or you can have Greg Stewart, or you can have Ojo. So there's a lot of people are going to get used as the season goes on because you're going to get suspension and injuries. You can't avoid them, you know.
Well, look at us at the start of the season. We were kind of straight away, weren't we? We're at the deep end. We only really one available winger in Ojo.
Is there scope then, guys, to maybe get a right-sided player in January? Is that what you're saying, or do you think we've got somebody there?
In what position?
On the right side of midfield. Right
midfield.
Attacking. Yeah.
Aye, right attacking midfield, I would say. Aye.
I mean, we've got Jordan Jones, we've got Ojo, we've got Greg Docherty, we've got Scott Arfield who can play it in different games. So
Brandon Barker can play in the right.
We're no short in that position, are we? You imagine going to the board and saying we want to purchase somebody, say, well, you've got 8 people who can fit that position.
Aye. Yep. If I was to go in for anybody in January, mate, I think I would just go in for a left back, a backup to Barisic, mate. I think that's the only position really we need backup. I wouldn't be ended to replace him, no by any means. I just think we need somebody in there that can fill in, mate, and give that left hand side because I just don't think Halliday cuts it. No anywhere.
Fair point.
And I love Andy Halliday. It's just we're moving on now. We're a different class of player now, I believe.
Alright, so if people want to join us, give their thoughts or bring up any subject. What's the number, Bridgeman?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or you can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where you've brought in the call by the one and only School Blue and Fox, and you can talk to Stardug and Port Bear. How's that, Bridge?
Absolutely. And do you know that they'll be well looked after by both?
Yes. We've been joined by Fox. Fox has joined us, Bridge. Evening, Fox.
Good evening.
Hi, Foxy.
How we doing, guys?
All right, Fox.
You were always you weren't too damning in Barisic. You always seen there was a player there, didn't you?
No, I'm afraid I'm guilty just the same as everybody else.
I try to help you there.
No, if you can't tell the truth, don't say nothing.
That's it, mate.
Remember that, Bridge?
Yep. I do. I remember. Sorry.
Barisic has had a good start to the season, but so is Tav on the other side. Tav's got 4 assists and 3 goals, whereas that's just slightly better than Barisic. But nobody mentions Tav now. He's like the forgotten man, I think. But he's still producing on the day.
I don't know what you're meaning by the forgotten man. I mean, nobody's forgotten Tav.
No, I just think
He means
now,
folk don't credit him for things.
I just think that Barisic is, because he's had such a good improvement this season, that he seems to be flavour of the month, as they say. But there's other players also contributing and doing very well on this side.
Yeah.
I think Tavernier's actually come back onto a game, and he'll shine for the rest of the season now.
I
Well,
think
see-
it's 3 weeks.
See, so far he's got 10 assists and 3 goals for the season, guys. So
Yeah.
it's not the worst form. You know, I know he's a wee dip in form. But he's a wee slump, didn't he? But he's still got 10 assists and 3 goals, which is all right for a fullback.
That's brilliant, by the way.
Talking about guys who's always on form. We've been joined by Rudy Bear. Evening, Rudy.
Oh no, the Rudy.
Evening, Bridgeman. Evening,
How you
gentlemen.
doing, Rudy?
I'm good, Bridgeman. Yourself? You
I
enjoy your
missed you. I
holidays?
missed you last week. I was away on holiday, pal.
Enjoy your holidays, Bridgeman.
I did, pal. I did. You know what I missed? I missed you telling us what you had for your dinner.
Do you want to know what I had tonight then, Bridge?
Oh yes, please.
I had a nice chicken balmoral tonight. It was lovely.
Oh my God.
And it's some spicy potato wedges with cherry tomatoes and
Was there a wee drop of whiskey in the peppercorn sauce?
there's a wee whiskey and peppercorn sauce upstairs. There certainly was.
Dear.
Was-
Dear, oh dear.
She looks after me, doesn't she?
You're spoiled rotten. by the
He
way.
would have
Spoiled
married that lassie in December. He didn't care, Bridge.
rotten. Any month will do.
After me, but so she should as well, Bridgeman. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Well, that's what happened when she marries a sex god, Rudy.
She's no within earshot just now, so that's a good thing.
I know. I heard her comments on the last time we said that.
No, she didn't comment as such. It was just mere a giggle and not walk away. Walked away. Now, just comment about Barisic there.
Aye, on you go, Rudy.
Came in a wee while ago there and heard his, listening to the show. I would have punted him at the end of last season, in all honesty. And I said at very most, I'd give him 6 games into the season. And if he's no got his socks pulled up by then just show him the door, and just start looking for somebody else. How wrong was that? The boy's been magnificent in the last however many games it is now, and you really can't ask any more for him. He's playing well for his country as well. He looks like a player just now that's got bags of confidence. He scored a couple of cracking goals, and he's using that left foot. He has the magnificent effect right now, and he's a class centre fullback. He really is. And I heard Stardog there talking about Andy Halliday. They pale in comparison, don't they, compared to Barisic when he's on his game like that. He's a magnificent left back. He really is. I'm so glad I was not the manager of the Rangers, because I had to get rid of him at the end of last season. But he's certainly come on to a game. And maybe that's all the boy needed. He just needed to get his... I saw an interview of him just a few weeks back, Ox, and he was saying it's a different kind of football to what he's used to, a different league and all that, coming up against kind of players that he's never experienced when he was playing in Europe, with a more technical... possibly gets a bit more time in the ball, it's not as, let's say, agricultural in Europe as it is here in Scotland. So maybe it just took the boy a wee while. But he's absolutely flying, he's a fantastic player, really is.
You're here, Rudy. Rudy, you were known to be you weren't graced with the most natural speed, I believe. I've done my digging, mate. The traditional and Bobby Shearer type was the information I got as you as a fullback.
I don't think I can deny that, Ox, in all honesty.
Listen, mate, it's a small world.
Right, okay. I don't think I can deny that, Ox, it's a different thing playing fullback nowadays, isn't it?
That's what I was going to say. You're expected to be athletic and get up down that part.
you look at Tav and Barisic, the amount of work that they put into a game, you know, they're up and down, up and down, up and down all day long. They're expected to get back and defend, but yet we also expect them to get forward and contribute in the attack as well. And you have to be an absolute athlete. I mean, I can't really remember Tavernier missing many games. You know, I mean, that boy's an amazing athlete. He really is. And Barisic is, he's certainly turning out to be that as well. But the fullback position nowadays, there's no get to the halfway line and just sort of stoating about there until the ball comes towards you anymore. It's a case of getting up and down the flanks, you know, as often as possible, contributing in the attack and certainly helping out in defence when you're required as well, you know.
Aye, the game's changed. Expected to be in two places at once. To be honest.
And it's a lot of work, you know. I mean, there was a fair bit of moaning about Tavernier. You know, he missed a couple of penalties, you know, cost us, you know, he's sold the jerseys a couple of times and stuff like that, you know, we're giving him a hard time. But then, I don't know, you've got to think back to last season of something like 17 goals and sort of 19 or 20 assists. I mean, that's phenomenal for the fullback position. And I know you could point out that most of the goals were penalties, but it's not the point. We're still going to step up there and score them under pressure. You know, so I think we were I think we were more disappointed with how we lost the goals in the games that he lost them in. That was the thing. You know, had it been against the likes of, say, Hamilton, for instance, you know, and with a battered Hamilton 4-1, it would hardly have been mentioned. It was the games that he lost them in. They were big games, you know. So we were disappointed by it. And he took a fair amount of grief, which, in all honesty, I thought was totally over the top for some sections of the support when I saw it on social media and stuff like that. You know, and I think if, for instance, you know, if we lost Tav for any length of time, I think you'd really see then what Tavernier gives us.
Fox, you've been saying that for a long time, and I don't want to make it a competition between the two of them because they've both got different strengths. Barisic puts him his left foot. Tav can dribble. They're slightly different players, but we should just be happy with fullbacks of such quality.
Well, it's the way they've been asked to play by the manager, and they're caught out of position, both of them, because they're so far up the park. I would say they're equally got a mistake in them at the back. I don't think any of the two of them are what you would call strong tackling fullbacks. But what they do give us is that attacking edge. When you play the 4-3-3, it's imperative that your fullbacks get forward and supply the ammunition into the box. And they're both doing that, Ox.
Yeah. Port Bear.
We're very, very lucky, Ox, to have players like this. You know, they're not only, you know, doing the defence job, as Rudy says. You know, they're getting they're box to box, they're defending, and then they're expected to supply as well. So if Kent, whoever, Arfield, and the more forward roles, aren't getting any, you know, joy, these two guys are overlapping them, you know, getting the pitch very wide and creating chances. And, you know, the delivery from both of them is very, very good. Tavernier's came through a right difficult spell there. You know, as Rudy says, he was getting pelters after everybody, media, even us fans as well, were getting pelters. But he's come through that end, and it tells me a lot about his character. You know, as you've always stated, Ox, he never hides. You know, he'll still stay up for a penalty probably, you know, the weekend if he gets a chance. That's just the character of the man. And that says a lot about me about him. So long may it continue. I hope his form continues to go as well as Barisic, just because they'll be big important players for the rest of the season for us, Ox.
Yeah, start them.
I'm coming in, Ox, yeah.
Aye, on you go, Bridge. It
was just to say, following on from what you're saying there, I think Tavernier had that big drop in form, in my opinion, when he went through that phase of he wasn't very good at maybe 2 or 3 penalties. He hit the post or just put it past the post. So these things have a major effect on someone like Tav, because that's a huge part of his game, was scoring penalties. That's how he got his goals in. You know, remember, he's a tremendous, as you said earlier, we were saying earlier, he's a massive, massive athlete, and he runs all day and all night up and down. But you just take one wee bit of that and break it, and that's the penalties. You know, and for some of the free kicks he was taking, some of his crosses were going wild. things like that were happening to him. Like, I reckon he'd a drop in confidence, and he started to drop back, and maybe the managers managed to bring him out of that with the coaching staff, and he's starting to pick up form again. And long may it last, because Barisic is a lot stronger than he was, and I hope Tavernier gets back up to his full. I mean, in his game, like, you know. So Tavernier, we could do with a Tavernier who was just like the guy was 3 or 4 months ago, just ready to break all records and things like that with penalties. That's what we want. Top man.
Startup.
Aye. I think Barisic, I mean, he's come on to it again, mate, and you know, it's made us kind of overlook Tavernier a wee bit, but I think James Tavernier, mate, I don't see him ever going anywhere. I think his character and things like that has never really been in question, because he's been through some right horrible times with us, mate, and I think his character was there for everybody to see last season. I think his form definitely has that, but he's always in, mate. In the season so far, I would still give him a solid 7, mate. He's been ever consistent. Like Rudy Bear was saying, he's never ever injured. He must cover some amount of mileage on the pitch every single week for his mate. His assists are up there again this season. They'll be up there at the end of the season again, assist-wise. And his goal thing we might pack up, but I mean, we don't expect a right back to get 17 goals every single season. Do you know what I mean? I don't even think that is doable, mate. He's just an ever-consistent player for us, and I don't ever see Tavernier moving for Rangers, mate. I think Tavernier will still be here in 3 or 4 years, I honestly do.
That's a good point you make, Stardug, as well. He's been through some really bad times with us.
He's right down at the bottom of it. He's been everywhere, man.
Any player deserves a bit to be here for a bit of silverware. It's Tavernier, in my opinion. Stardug, you know, he's been there. He's been all the way down to the bottom, all the way back up again. He's had some absolute thumpings off of them across the other side of the city. He's new in a good team with good players all around about him, you know, and the silverware's coming. And
for me, mate, he's earned his captaincy, you know what I mean? He really has earned his captaincy, mate. He is a leader. I mean, not everybody has to be screaming and shouting on the park at players. I mean, Stevie G himself's a perfect example, mate. He always chose to lead by example on the pitch. And I think James Tavernier brings that to his, mate. He's a very professional player. And like I said, he's ever consistent, and he's been through some right horrible times for us, mate. And I mean, he was there last season. We were close last season, and I think this year's going to be the year, mate. And it's him that deserves to lift it as a captain, mate, because he has been through horrible times, and he deserves it, mate, more than most of them.
But did he not come in? Did he not come in the Warburton's first year?
Championship, he came in.
I'm saying that in Warburton's first year in the championship with us.
I know
thought
that
he was wonderful
seasons in the SPFL, mate.
Yeah, you're right. Terrible times.
He was, and he was getting slated for his defensive thingies and things like that on our Warburton at the start, and then Chichina and all. Do you know what I mean? He's been through some horrible times, mate. I mean, they've done well in the championship, but let's be honest, we were expected to coast that, mate. You can't even credit any of them for that. They were supposed to get up. It's what we wanted to see them all doing the business in the league, and like Rudy Bears just said, we get thumped for them 5-0, 5-1 every other time we played them, mate. That guy was in that team for all their performances and all their results, and then he was the one that scored the goal to get that second win over them last year at Ibrox, and you've seen how much it meant to him, mate. So that's I know he's not been right there for Division 3. I know that. I'm just saying the 2 horrible seasons he's had in this league, mate, and he deserves it. He really does.
I think he'll be challenged there the next 2 years by a young boy in the reserves, a young boy Nathan Patterson, who's turning up trees in the reserve team, mate.
I'm hearing whispers that his contract's up in the summer, mate.
I think he'll sign.
I mentioned it yesterday, mate.
Aye.
All the big teams in England are all looking at him and all, because he's no contract in the summer. That's him up. He's up first.
I think he'll sign.
He wants.
I think he'll sign, no bother.
I hope you're right,
good
mate.
stock, is that right?
That's true.
Yep. Carry on, Fox.
Oh, that was all I wanted to say.
Right.
That.
I've not seen the boy in the flesh, but he's getting some reviews. Bridgeman?
I was just going to ask Fox, if this contract's up in the summertime and he's as good as we're saying he is, surely we're looking at that. Surely.
Of course we are.
I mean,
we're not going to talks with him in Newbridge, I think.
That's all right, and that's great. That's great.
It's just because the other teams are sniffing about Bridge that Rangers are getting worried. Ross Wilson is trying to get him tied down as soon as possible.
Well, see the likes of the wee boy Gilmer. Rangers got no suckered into it because the boy didn't want to sign a contract for us. Simple as that. But we could have a year earlier, so we could have got an extension to the boy Gilmour's contract. I think we could have got an extension to his contract because he walked away for us, and Chelsea got him for a development fee.
You can
and didn't
only
have to
get
pay us.
somebody to extend a contract if they'll sign it, Bridge.
Of course, I'm saying that, but I'm not just saying because then it could have been a year ago they could have negotiated with him. It's just the timing, that's all. And it's nice to see youngsters earning their corn and getting something for the club, because we're not going to keep every youngster, and that's for sure. And we're not going to be able to keep every youngster. Some of them will be stars, others will just need to let them go.
Well, it all depends on the money he's offered, guys. Do you not think the Premiership or these bigger teams, European teams, that's looking at him? It's for me, it's all about money. And I just hope he doesn't get turned by money, because I heard a rumour that Billy Gilmour's family were offered stuff as well, his parents and stuff. So these big clubs do these things. And I just hope we don't lose him, because he's meant to be an absolute cracker. I've read about him again today. He's meant to be a star. Yeah, boy, so he is.
That there, Portmare's the problem, isn't it? It is money 99% of the time as well. Don't it? And can we compete with the likes of the Chelseas and the Liverpools and the Man Cities? No, we can't. I mean, it would, be daft to even think that, because we just cannot. I mean, 2 seasons, I think it was 2 seasons ago, Chelsea had something like 40 young players out on loan. So basically, they'd went out and bought up all the best young talent they could get their hands on, and then sent 40 of them out on loan. How do you compete with that? Yeah, I mean, you've got to hope that the boy sees a future for himself at Ibrox, and he's been spoken to all the time by the coaching staff and that. But that, I mean, Stephen Gerrard and Gary McAllister and that are in and about the boy, talking to him all the time, explaining to him, you've got a future here, son. You stay here, big things are coming here, and we want you to be a part of that. You're going to be a big part of the future of this club, and hopefully he sees that himself and decides to stay. But if you've got the likes of the Chelseas and the Man Cities, Man U's, Liverpool's coming in, even big European clubs like Bayern Munich, PSG's, how do you compete with them money-wise? We can't. It's just not feasible, unfortunately.
I just wonder about to Chelsea. Look at, Mo Salah, Kevin De Bruyne and Lukaku, all nearly wasted by Chelsea. Chelsea bought them as youngsters and they couldn't get again, mate. That's unreal. Look at the 3 players now.
Crazy.
That's the luck of the draw with the youngsters, mate. Every club's got stories like that to tell, haven't they? Stardog.
Oh, aye, mate. Sorry. But Chelsea's one of the worst ones in front of me. I mean, I could name more names after me. I mean, Marco Marin. He was meant to be this German wonder kid, and he was at Chelsea for maybe 6 years and never kicked the ball. It's just if I was Billy Gilmour, mate, and I know Chelsea's in a different time now, mate. They've brought a lot of their youth through and things like that. And for what I hear, Billy Gilmour is doing big things. And I think he's actually featured for the first team. I don't know if it was in a cup or a friendly or whatever, mate. But fair play to the boy. I mean, he's been doing there and he certainly has bettered his career. But there's very, very rarely you get a player as good as Billy Gilmour, mate, that has the chance to go down there and, further his career that way. So, I mean, all these young boys need to be careful, because there isn't too many bigger clubs than Glasgow Rangers, mate. So if I'm a young boy, I'm wanting to stay there and I'm wanting to make it with the first team. I'm wanting to be looking at your Barisic's, your Steve Davis's, your Morelos's, and I'm wanting to be exactly where they guys are. If I'm looking across at their training pitch and they're all training, things like that, and we're all training, that's exactly where I want to be. I want to be there with they guys, and I want to be making my way into the first team. So that's what it's all about for me, mate. But obviously, not everybody's like that. Money talks. There can be offers and things like that. You know what I mean? That's just what happens.
Oh, Sage, Stardog. Oh, Sage, mate. Well, let's try and develop it a wee bit and see where we're going to take it tonight. Yeah. What's been on your mind? What's the burning issue on the part that's standing out for you?
Player-wise, we're improving every transfer window. The last few months for me, I think we've played so well. I mean, that last month there, we qualified for we beat Hearts in the semi-final, we get into the League Cup. A fantastic one against Porto at home. Puts us in a great position to qualify out the groups in the Europa League. We go away, we get the 3 points at Livingston to end off that group of games, finish off that group of games for us. It was 4 games in 11 days or something like that.
If we draw against Feyenoord, and young boys win. That's us through. Am I right in thinking that?
That we need if they win, all we need is 1 point, Ox. That's it.
Right.
What a fantastic achievement that would be. You consider last season. Well, I never thought for a minute we'd get into the groups last season, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. This season, we've just, if we can just go that one better and get out the groups into the playoffs, what an achievement that would be for Steven Gerrard and the team. It would just be amazing, But it's, it'd be because of the quality of player that we're bringing in. And, there's rumours already about players being looked at down south. You get Kamara, you get Morelos. Teams are looking at them down south. Teams in Europe are now starting to take notice of them, and rightly so, because especially Alfredo. He's having a blinder of a season. So, Glenn Kamara's playing for Finland. He's playing really well. People are starting to notice him. And it's where can we hold on to these players? We really need to hold on to them. If we've got any, hopes of doing anything this season at all, silverware-wise, we need to hold on to the best players come January. I'm a wee bit worried about January, Ox. I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's nothing to be worried about. And I know Steven Gerrard has come out and said, they're not going anywhere. It's as simple as that. That's all there is to it. But listen, we hear that, from time to time, and all players, as you know, Ox, have got a price. So come January, let's hopefully by the time that January window's closed, hopefully we've still got all the players still there. You know what I mean? But I have to say it, I'm worrying about it a wee bit coming up to it. Before then, we've got lots of big games coming up before then.
Oh, mate, the next 5 weeks is going to fly by football-wise, Rudy,
Aye, yeah.
There's some every week, and then, then the holidays and that. Anyway, lads, we've reached that time of the evening. I can't believe it, Bridge, can you?
It's that time of the evening.
We're going to have a tune.
We're going to have a tune. How was a good one?
Get yourself a mute.
Right, pal.
Said a father to his son, oh my boy, the time has come. Our country it is calling unto thee. For those rebels once again, to unite us is their aim, and together we must stand to keep her free. Remember our fathers brave and bold, as they fought for Ulster's cause in far-off lands. And my father said to me, I must join the YCB with a rifle or a pistol in my hand. From Belfast to Armagh, Coleraine to O'Crosscar, from Ballymena to Old Romattown, with our standard flying high, as it was in days gone by, we will rally round the flag for liberty. Remember our fathers brave and bold, as they fought for Ulster's cause in far-off lands. And my father said to me, I must join the YCB with a rifle or a pistol in my hand. Come all ye volunteers, let us fight and never fear. Just like our fathers did so long ago. Though I'm 16 years of age, in the volunteers I'll engage, like my father did so many years ago. Remember Ulster's cause in far off land. And my father said to me, I must join the YCV with a rifle or a pistol in my hand. Remember our fathers brave and bold as they fought for Ulster's cause in far off land. And my father said to me, I must join the YCV with a rifle or a pistol in my hand. Yeah, with a rifle or a pistol in my hand.
No, back, gentlemen.
Enjoyed that.
Indeed. Indeed.
Right. So people want to join us, give their thoughts on the team, not just the fullbacks who we looked at this evening. What's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Stargirl?
You can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online and you'll be brought into the call by Fox or Old School Blue.
And Rudy, what can they talk about?
You can talk about anything and everything to do with the famous Glasgow Rangers.
And the odd time we still part of stuff and all.
Oh, you can talk about menus and stuff like that if you like.
No taxis. No taxis.
Oh, you know Bridge? You're an Uber man now.
Oh, Rudy, they've given me a hard time with the income tax rubbish tonight. I tell you that.
Oh, have they? Ah, Bridge.
Aye.
Aye. I think because you were away on holiday, Bridge, they were saving it all up for you.
No, I tell you, look, Oxtear found out and he wheedled it out of me. I get married in March because we were part of that brigade that says get married just before April or have a child just before April and you got all your tax back for the year, you know.
All right, okay.
You remember? You might not remember that. Maybe your dad, you know, or your uncle.
He's dad on the two in 1 week.
Well, the year I get married, they changed it to October and April. You know, they give take away all the big rebates we were getting.
So they're giving you a hard time with it, Bridge, man, are they?
Ah, it's shocking. And I'm an old man now. He's giving me some.
Any answers, Stardog, for your papa?
Well, I tell you what, I'm just sitting there thinking, you know, 3 out of my 4 wins are all one's in February and 2's in March. I wish I was alive back in the 30s.
Shocker, isn't he? Absolute shocker, that boy.
We'll see the 2020.
Shocker. The man's a shocker. Telling you.
Lead you there, Bridge, man.
Shocker, boy.
I tell you what, the impersonations are pretty good. Right, what's been burning a hole in your? What's been sticking in your throat, Rudy? What's been then? Oh, we could do with this, we could do with that to improve it. Is there anything?
I think possibly. I think Stardog hit the nail on the head for me. I think we need to be looking at this sort of left back position, and no because there's anything wrong with Barisic. The opposite, actually. You know, he's playing so well at the moment. I don't think we've got anybody. I know you can play Halliday and you can play Flanagan there, but neither Flanagan or Halliday is going to give you anything like what Barisic gives you. And for me, Flanagan would be in ahead of Halliday, but you know, streets ahead of Flanagan is Barisic. So that would be a position I'd be kind of possibly in the run-up to the January transfer window, as Stardog rightly pointed out. Would be looking at, is there any way we can get in good cover for Barisic? January's a funny time of the year, though, isn't it? If you want quality, though, Ox, that's the thing, because players that are playing well anyway, teams are not going to let them go. So you maybe pick up the best of players in January. As it turns out, you could come across a diamond, I don't know, but that's a position I'd be looking at. Midfield, stacked in midfield, there isn't it? There's no problem in midfield at all. And up front, you've got Alfredo banging in goals for fun, and then Jermaine Defoe's there to come on and chip in with a few goals as well when required. I think they've improved the squad leaps and bounds in the last couple of windows.
Unbelievable. And how many players, Portbear, how many did you say was out on loan last night? What was the number again?
15 players at loan.
15 players.
Yeah.
And how many players would you say is maybe at the club that maybe could leave as loan or maybe leave the club in January? What's your thinking on that?
Well, I'd sort of compromised a wee list earlier on who I think we should.
Well, you like a list? Is that how you do on a show?
That's the only way I do it.
We're going to call him Schindler. We're going to be called Schindler from now on.
Schindler.
I want shot Herrera, Halliday, Gray's the daughter to King and Murphy. This transfer window, I'd like to see them getting off the books.
Oh, none of them are going maybe out anywhere unless there's a good offer, because there's a few contracts in them. Whose contract's up? Halliday's contract's up. Herrera's contract's up. Flanagan's contract's up. Anybody else? Can't think. I don't know.
Jason Holt and Wes Fotheringham, is that no? Is them two as well?
I think Alwick or Fotheringham could go as well.
Aye.
I just think we need to clear the decks, guys, because I don't think Ross Wilson is going to, really bring in unless we get rid of a few off of, the wage bill. We've also got ones come back for injury. Jordan Jones he's back in training now. I think he's got a good bit of work to do before he gets back in the trust of Gerrard after his red card. But he's still an exciting player. But definitely they're the ones I'd want to see, looking to get out the door. Because I want to see Mera Polster, but it just didn't seem as if it was going to happen. So why are we paying him?
This is the thing. Every club at professional level take players in and they don't get a game. But I mean, if you take 15 players out on loan who are maybe close to the first team or either development for the first team or we're trying to get rid of them, there's maybe another 5 or 6 fringe players there. He's already maybe anything for a dozen to 15 players to get the door to try and trim the squad. It's going to free up a lot of cash.
Easily. You could be somewhere around about 10 to 15 players, Ox, We're fairly top heavy at the moment. We're carrying a big squad. And as you say there, there's players there that are contributing next to nothing as well. You look at, some of the players that we've got just now that haven't even went out on loan, players that probably should have done, and they haven't gone out on loan. They need to be looked at as well, and if there's, no one to keep I don't want to go harping back to the finances that came out recently, but it's something that needs to be, we need to keep on top of it, we need to keep looking at it and keep on top of it, and a way of dealing with that is getting the players off our book. I mean, that Herrera character, every time I think about him, I just, just gets
leech. That's what he is, a leech.
The amount of money we've wasted on that guy and we've getting nothing.
And by the way, I don't know. You can't blame him. Port Blair, you played junior. How many guys signed the contract and picked up a few quid every week and never kicked a ball?
A good few, mate. Sometimes I think because he's so far away as well, they just forget about it, out of sight, out of mind. But he's on a good wage. I get it. I know what Rudy's saying, we need to look after the finances. I totally agree with that. But I think that happens, as you said, Ox, all through it. But those guys will just sit on a bench and they know they're never going to get that wage again in their next few moves. So he's boxing clever, isn't he? He's saying, I'm on this wage and I'm keeping this wage because I'm not going to get this again. So he's going to run his contract. That's my opinion.
the root cause of that one, Rudy, is we should have never gave the manager's job but signed them.
Exactly. Yeah, and if you don't want to have players like Herrera on your books, don't give them that kind of contract. It's no rocket science at the end of the day. You know, nobody knew who this Herrera character was. We didn't know who Caixinha was, for God's sake. Never mind Herrera, you know. So, it's, you know, let's not go harping back to it too much because it's fairly depressing when you think about that. You know, it's you know, it's one of the, you know, let's forget about it now. We're in a good place now, you know, but we're still suffering a wee bit of the after effects of that period, you know, where we had to have a huge turnaround in players when Steven Gerrard came in. A lot of players went out. We had to bring a lot of quality in. He still had to, you know, and he's going to do that every transfer window as it goes. But we're still carrying a huge squad at the moment, you know. And if you're still wanting to make place for the make a pathway for the young boys to come through as well, you know, the young boys that are playing in the reserves, are young boys, you know, the under 18s, 19s, and all this kind of thing. You need to start looking. Look, are these boys good enough? Are they going to make it? Is there a possibility? We've got maybe 4 or 5 there that's shown some real promise. And you've got to start thinking about trimming the squad then if you're going to start thinking about that. You know what I mean? Bringing A-boys through.
That's the only way I can see it happening, Rudy. We're getting rid of the dead wood first of all. You know, get them off, trimming the squad down, and then having a pool of 18 to 22 players that are your core players for your squad, and then you bleed youngsters into that. I mean, they're talking, when Fox mentioned that young boy earlier on, Patterson, they're talking maybe in the next 12 to 18 months he's going to be pushing. I heard an interview, and they reckon he's going to be pushing, and this is on the words of Lovenkrands and Kevin Thompson, he's going to be pushing Tav in the next 12 to 18 months for his position. That's what they're talking about. That's how high on the rate this 18-year-old guy. So all these wasters, as I'm going to call them, are stopping, I think, these young boys getting a chance because they're still there and they're still hanging about the squad, you know what I mean?
Who are those wasters?
Who are the wasters? See guys like Gres this one for me.
Who are these wasters?
Yeah, who are these wasters? I mean, are you speaking about the
Who's
guys
the
that have been here
wasters?
for a number of years and haven't appeared, they're not in the squad or nothing? Or are you speaking guys in general?
No, ones that are stealing money for, in my opinion,
right, so
they're stealing money for the club and they're contributing absolutely nothing to us apart from heartache and, you know, take money to the club. It's just high time to get rid of them.
We would never see, I would doubt very much if we would ever want to see Herrera back at Ibrox.
No.
So you would expect the club to either sell him if they can get something for him, or if not, make some sort of payment.
Bridgeman, the possibility, it's like Ox was saying, you know, you could talk to these guys and try to come to an accommodation with them, you know, letting them go. But if they don't want to go, you know.
That's correct. Well, all we can say is you're on garden leave. When we go home, don't come back.
There's nothing you can do about it. They're quite happy to sit there. They're on big money, probably money that they'll never get again. So therefore, they're going to sit there right to the very last day of their contract and keep collecting that money. That's the problem. The contracts that they were put on, and that's why they're still there. You know what I mean?
So heaven forbid that Herrera's got a bigger contract than another 6 months, for instance.
No, that's when his contract's up, mate. It was a 3-year deal, mate.
So he's up in the summertime.
Aye, 3-year deal. Aye. I mean,
so he's going to fall off. He's going to fall off the contracted players list, and young Jason Hawkes, another one, will probably fall off.
Aye, that was when I had real serious doubts about Woburn when they gave Hope and Halliday the 4-year deals, mate. That was the first doubts. I went, this doesn't add up, mate. We're going up a bit higher. These boys are squad players. They're not going to get you to there consistently because they've done it consistently in the Championship. And in the back of one game at Hampden, which they were both excellent. I think the next thing they had 4-year deals. I went, oh God.
Yeah.
And as much as I like Jason and Andy's smashing lads, it's just been contracts too long, you know.
I think, look, Jason Holt was never going to ever come back to Ibrox and be able to play properly. He just wasn't of the quality. Andy Halliday, on the other hand, you could put him into a Rangers team and play against, for instance, like Hamilton, that level, and he wouldn't let you down, would I say that? However, would you offer Andy Halliday another 2-year contract, 3-year contract, 4-year contract?
No.
No, that's what I mean. So these are the things our manager's got to look at, and what's he going to do, you know?
How do you judge wasters? Is it people who kind of get in the team? Would you say that the boy, the Rossiter, is he a waster? Fox, you're an expert in high wasters. Skipper's a waster, isn't he? I mean, look at the money he's what's like the millions that he's went through. Skipper, that's a waster, you know.
I think it's very strong to call him a waster, mate. Some of these boys have played their part getting us through the leagues. Okay, they might not deserve 4-year contracts, but they got us on the journey to where we are just now. I think we will see a big exodus out of Ibrox between January and the summer. But it's hard to say who's going to go and who's no, Ox. The ones that's coming to the end of their contract will obviously be moved on. I don't see any of them being offered another year, for instance. The one I would be a wee bit worried, not worried so much, but I wouldn't like to lose his Big Wes. I think he's been a good reserve goalkeeper for us. Never complained, done his job when he's came in. But we're hearing rumours that he's off to America, so I'll be sad to see him go.
Never really let us down, but we've just got a better goalkeeper than him at the moment, you know.
At the moment, but I don't know if we've got MD underneath him at the moment that is any better than him, Ox.
No, that's true. We don't know that, mate. Maybe the coaching staff know that, mate. Maybe we just don't know that because we've not seen enough of him.
What about the boy Firth?
Not seen enough of him.
Nah, me neither.
Obviously, the two McGregor and Wes have been, shall we say, the mainstays for the last 3 years, maybe 4 years with the club. So it's really difficult to see what you're going to do.
I think the problem there, Bridgeman, is, you know, as far as McGregor's concerned, you could easily get another season or two out of McGregor.
Oh, 2 seasons. That's what I would expect. 2 seasons from McGregor.
Well, so the next year, is Wes willing to sit there, you know, and do what he's been doing? As you say, he's never really let us down. You know, he's very competent as a goalkeeper. Is he willing to sit there on the bench for another year or two? You know, he's younger than McGregor. Is he willing to wait another couple of seasons? I wouldn't think so. I think the boy'd be wanting to get out and play first team football if there's a possibility of that happening. You know, I mean, I know there's we call him young Robbie McCrory. He's very highly thought. You know, is there a possibility that, say, you get a couple of seasons out of McGregor, you then get Robin McCrory to come in after that? You know, is he going to be as good as McGregor? Is he going to be, you know? I don't know.
Well, I think McGregor, for instance, at that level of player, I don't think they're quite experienced enough. I think that's why you find that bigger teams go and get an older type goalkeeper, you know, someone with a bit of experience, just in case McGregor falls out. We've got Wes there to fall back on. So you'd be looking for someone like Wes with that type of experience. But I think Wes is a bit young to be sitting behind Alan McGregor. I think he's too young. If he's going to be a good goalkeeper, he should be able to go and do the job elsewhere. I don't know what Rangers are going to do. I said this halfway through last season. We really need to start thinking about what's going to come after McGregor. If we're going to offer McGregor another 2-year season, a 2-year contract, I doubt very much if you'll want Wes or Wes will want to hang about. So Wes will probably finish up in the summer anyway, and a natural contract ending, if not go before it with the blessing of the club. But seriously, we really knew, and we probably are. The manager's no stupid. He knows what's going on. So he's probably looking that out. In fact, did I not read that we were talking about getting for, was it St Mirren's goalkeeper or something like that?
St Mirren and the Preston goalkeeper as well. The Preston North End goalkeeper's been linked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, pal. Yeah.
I've seen him being linked. But, you know, keepers seem to peak, you know, the latest, don't they? Out of all the outfield positions, keepers seem to peak, you know, about 29, 30, 31. The older they seem to get, the better they seem to get. It's a strange position, and strange. They seem to get, you know, like now wine, they get better wage.
I would argue that's the same about radio presenters as well. Stardog, any comment? He's away, sending begging.
I couldn't get myself. I couldn't get myself off mute then, mate. No, I can't really comment.
They'll text us to your papa. Where's all my money?
Aye, you man. Aye. I bet you he did. I'm telling you, he'd have been a Marks guy and all, just like Bridge. The devastation when they found out the dates get moved, there, Bridge. I wonder if he get his date moved.
I was broken-hearted.
I bet you were.
So all I got was the back tax to October. Instead of going the back tax to April. I was broken-hearted. I was broken-hearted.
I hope Mrs. Bridge isn't listening to this.
She's killing us all laughing, by the way, I can tell you that.
I heard her laughing today.
She was as well, Pop. She was as well. The tears coming out my eyes when I speak about it. A lot of money, you guys. That was a lot of money.
No laughing. Where were we before your tax came up again?
Did you see the photo they put in the lobby of me?
Oh, let me see.
Stuck a photo in the lobby.
On your wedding day, storming there raging.
That blue blood. Wait till I see him, by the way. Wait till I see him at the bistro, I'll tell you. Shocker.
I've not seen blue blood for a while. Poor young Elise. She's a darling of Rangers radio, isn't she? Young Elise Bridge.
Aye. She makes more sense in blue blood, that's for sure.
That is for sure. Fox, is that you? Fox?
Brilliant.
Right, where were we? Goalkeepers, aye. But, well, look, the boys in Lizzie's co-op, his contract's up in the summer. He gets a move if he fancies an American trip. I'm sure he'll get a decent contract with somewhere because there'll be no transfer fee involved. Obviously, these people are leaving in January. They leave to get them off the books, and maybe if we get a couple of 100,000 for them, etc., if we do, or just get them off the books or wages off the books, makes sense. But I don't think we'll bring in particularly that many players in January, personally. Rudy Bear.
No, the squad's too big as it stands. It's like Paul Bear was saying there. You've got to get rid of some of the players they know that's there taking money, and we're not getting we're getting very little. I mean, Greg Docherty, I know, is another one for me. He's got to go back out again because he's not getting into that midfield, Docs. It's as simple as that. So he's got to go out on loan in January and at least just get a half season somewhere. Maybe a wee step up from where he was playing last season at Shrewsbury. Trying, get somewhere. And I think it was suggested by the coaching staff that he go out again on loan this season. And I think, as far as he's concerned, he was wanting to stay and fight for his place. He's not getting into that Rangers team. It doesn't matter. If you look at the players that are there already, is he getting in ahead of any of them? No, he's not. It's as simple. And I like Greg Docherty. I think Greg Docherty's a good player. I just think we're moving on now. And I think if you get to this point, and you're looking at the players that's in that squad, looking at the players that's getting onto that bench, and you're not getting in ahead of them, there's very little chance of that happening for the rest of the season. So come January, you should be going to Steven Gerrard and saying, look, I need to go out on loan again. I need to, That's one of the reasons why we're not going to bring too many players. Like, we might bring a loan or two in, but for me, I think that would be it, really.
Mm-hmm. All right, I've been sent this, Bridge. I'll not tell you who it's for. Not the first time Bridgeman's got 6 months when he's expecting more.
That's my good friend Skipper.
How did you guess?
Me, by the way. That's him being very, very, very supportive. Just as well as not my enemy. Shocker, man.
I think
Can
Rudy's
I ask
right.
a question of Rudy? Can I ask Rudy a question?
Okay, Bridge, by the way.
Rudy, did you say earlier Rangers should be looking for a right-sided midfielder? Or was it someone else?
No, left back. I was agreeing with
left back. I know someone mentioned we should be looking for a right-sided midfielder. And
No, I said, Bridge. I
you
hope
said
somebody goes and. I was saying I hope somebody goes and like somebody that we've already got within that squad. You know, they've not really nailed down that right midfield position yet, and it's up to one of the boys, mate, to go and make that jersey theirs, because that's the only really inconsistent position. You know, I would struggle week in week out to pick who's going to play there, mate. Whereas everyone else in the team, obviously, we can kind of fairly work out what's going to be happening now. We're pretty consistent all throughout the team, but that right hand side, there's just so many different players.
I do agree principally that we obviously need to improve all positions for that matter. But if we're looking for someone to take over in our mid or be a midfield player, we want to have them for 6 months and they're just getting used to what we're doing, which they're doing with young Aribo. And Aribo seems to be settling in to the Rangers way of playing football, and he's looking a fantastic player. And that's the kind of level we should be going for. I don't know how many are down there in England like Aribo, but I'm sure there may be some, and it'd be really good to get a deal like that for somebody to come in and sit and learn the midfield. Because, you know, somewhere along the line, we're going to have people need to step in because the legs don't always last. And, you know, someone like Stephen Davies, you'll maybe get another 2 years. But you want to get players in your team running into that, whether we get them from the youth setup or whether we have to go down to England and bring them in. And I don't mean ready-made. I mean someone with getting at least a season behind them before they're getting a game. Because young Doherty, who should be, if he's got the quality, should be pushing in to our midfield now and trying to claim a place. And unfortunately for him, he's just not getting the games. And that, no offence to anyone, but he's not going to be doing himself any favours if he doesn't get a game in the Rangers, to be truthful. He's really got to have a game.
Your career can start running away for you, Bridge. You know, you've not played for 2 years, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can happen. Anyway, a real interesting times, Port Bearer. Who'll leave, who'll go in, when we're going to sign. I think there'll be more out than in, and I think we'll be more organised for next year. And I think the surprise will be who we sign to improve the team in the summer, next summer. Maybe shock us all, because we'll think, oh, we thought we were all right in that position. But Gerrard will be looking to improve the quality again.
I think under Gerrard, Oxford, you know, it's going to be like that every 6 months in your transfer windows. I think he's always looking to improve every position. And we said it the year before. This year we've got upgrades on players for last year, and I think over the next 18 months, 24 months, you're going to see current squad players that are playing the first team now. Again, they've upgraded and they'll be moved on. But that's what it has to be. We have to, you know, look at players, get ready to move them on, and then have ones come in of better quality, you know, to take their place when you're moving them. It has to be like a merry-go-round, if you want. It has to be done sensibly by Ross Wilson, without having all, you know, it's probably a strong word, deadwood, lying in reserves or out in loans, or, you know, playing for the Colts team such as Gresda, earning, you know, decent money and, you know, bringing nothing to the first team. So I just hope we, you know, as Rudy says, trim a squad sensibly, keep good squad players together, that, you know, doing your turn, but let's get sensible and clean up, you know, the remainder that aren't bringing into Rangers at the moment.
Stardom.
I agree with Port Bear, mate. You've got to get rid of your Gresdas and players like that. But I mean, for me, it's there's only really one position, mate, that I fear that we could lose in this in January, and it's Morelos, mate. It's vital to add. Andy can come and go for me. I don't care as long as we keep him, mate. If we keep him, we're going to win this league this year. It's going to be so detrimental to the league if he goes, mate. That's the only thing I fear. I'm a wee bit like Rudy, mate. It gives me the fear. I can't wait. I'm dreading January. I just want it to come and go already. We need to keep that boy, mate. He's essential to our season. I can't even stress it enough. He's so important to the team. So let's hope if anybody does come in, even if it is silly money for us, 30 million, things like that, we just need to stay strong, mate, because the money will still be there in the summer, if no more. We need to stay strong as a club and just hold out, and it'll be worth it, mate, because I mean, if he goes there, who wants to come here and not achieve a league title? You know, I mean, he must owe that to himself, surely he wants to win the league with us. So let's hope, mate, in January, Morelos just stays out everybody's way, but his agent worries me because his agent does a lot of talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point there, Doug. His agent, agents are always behind the scenes pushing
He
things.
does, mate. He was keen on that part of last week in the paper. Come and get him now before his price tag is up.
No,
Then he went and scored an international goal, and I just don't know why he's coming out and saying these silly things, mate. Because when you see actually Alfred in the interviews himself, he's always very humble, mate. And he's very happy at Rangers. He's very happy at the opportunity Steven Gerrard's gave him. He always talks about how it's like to work under such a great manager and things like that. So his agent worries me, mate. His agent seems to be doing a lot of talking and doing a bit of digging.
Yeah.
You know what agents are like, but they're vampires, mate. He's not thinking about himself. He's not thinking about Alfie. These guys don't give a damn about our players or any players for that matter. They're just, to me, they're just vampires. I can't stand agents.
It
worries me, Port Bear.
They're only thinking about their 20% Port Bear, aren't they? That's all they're thinking about. They're thinking about what they can get to put in their back pocket, And it annoys the life out of me because Alfredo, I'm sure if he didn't have that, an agent whispering away in his ear, and maybe try to unsettle him and, look, you could get more money twice the amount or 3 times, and it's like, look, he's stay here for the season. He's enjoying his football, he's having a great time, and as Starbucks just pointed out, if he bangs in the same amount of goals he's already scored up to this point in the season, if he continues like that for the rest of the season, he gets to the summer, he's got a medal in his hands, he's got some silverware there, that he's contributed to, he goes into the history books of the club. Come summertime, that money's still going to be there for him.
Sky's the limit, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Agents, that could be a whole show on its own, could it? Jeez, oh.
God, aye. Yeah, mate, aye. I mean, what's the point of them? They just, as Rudy said there, we've seen it in the past, guys, they unsettle players, because they promise them all this stuff.
Port Bear's Nicholas Anelka's brother.
Oh, aye, yeah. Aye.
Yeah.
I mean, the clubs sometimes don't even know their players getting flouted about. They don't know they're flouting their players about. There has to be something done about it.
Who do you think will have the biggest say? Morelos, his wife, or his agent, mate? She's pregnant. Do you think he's going to up and move his pregnant wife?
Oh,
when she's just about due, mate. I think she'll have a big say on whether she's settled here enough to have her kid here, rather than moving and try to set up a new home and have a baby at the same time. I think he's here to the summer, and that's one of the reasons he's here to the summer.
I hope you're right, Fox.
Me too.
It does make sense, but doesn't it?
It totally makes sense.
And then there's only 2 months or a month and a half until the January window kicks in, so it's not going to be way over the top with pregnancy, So they might, might get a move before it happens. It might have that kind of logic, but I agree with it. The boy said there, absolutely. It makes sense what Fox said. Makes sense.
Oh, well, we'll see what it takes us. Good agents, Rudy, guys that will maybe get the young guys, but then there's parasites in the game, and talk about OTT when you look at some of the big numbers in the Premier League. I could never understand them in England because the players' union was so strong. You could always go there to come in and negotiate their contracts. I just don't understand it, but
it's just the way
I think their agents do everything for them. I think they run their lives for them, which is a bit sad, really.
A lot of them are sort of pampered thoroughbreds. I don't think they do much for themselves, to be honest with you. They get a management team behind them, an agency behind them, and basically organise their life for them. I think it's got to come down to the player as well, though, Ox. The player's got to say to the agent, Morelos, Alfredo must be able to see this stuff. It was, Starduck was pointing out there that his agent's been saying to the papers and stuff like that. And if you're in Alfredo's position, he's your agent. You're having a great time. You're banging in goals for fun. You're playing the best football of your career so far. If you continue doing what you're doing, there's going to be a big, big money move for you come the summertime. You'd be saying to your agent, look, calm down a wee bit here. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going anywhere in January. I'm staying here till the summer. So it's down to the player as well, though, Ox. You know, I have no respect whatsoever for agents, none whatsoever. I never have done. And I agree with what you say. You know, you could have had. Well, they did have the players' union negotiating stuff like that for them. You know what I mean? With clubs, the advent of it, for me, just it's one of the worst things that ever happened to football. When you look at the prices down south nowadays, not just down south, you know, places like Spain, Germany, France, and that as well. You know, but it's also it's down to the player as well, though. Ox, you know, if Alfredo's as he says he is, and as happy as he looks like he is, and as happy he seems to be on the park, banging in goals for fun, scoring in big games, playing in Europe, then he's got to turn around and say to his agent, right, enough of that. I'm here till the summer. That's all there is to it.
How hard
His
is
agent
it?
will be telling him it's red panty night. There's an English Premier League club coming in for you. You've made it. That's what he'll be telling him, mate.
You're going to get 80 grand a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the thing they tell him, innit? And you know, you're going to get
sharks,
5 million
mate,
signing on.
Sharks.
5 million signing on fee. You're going to be set for life. Your family's going to be taken care of. They kit them with all the crap. It's Fox use a great word there. Parasites. You know, they make these guys all the promises. They follow through in some of them, but they're lining their own pockets. See, when the transfer window shuts, they should be shut down and all.
What about agents that bring players into Ibrox, mate? Are they no good agents?
I'm not saying Fox, they're all bad agents. I'm definitely not saying that. But, you know, when it comes to, you know, I find sometimes, like Alfredo Morelos just came from South America, right? It's well documented that he came from, you know, a poor background and stuff. All you need to do is throw money at that wee guy. You just throw money about him and show him figures. He's going to be turned by it, you know, unless, as Rudy said, he's of strong mind, you know, and he can, you know, put that to bed. But I don't know. I think they do a terrible job of unsettling players.
But he's already achieved most of his dreams becoming here, mate. I take it one of his big dreams would have been to play for his country. And he probably wouldn't have got that chance if he wasn't playing at Rangers.
He definitely wouldn't have got it.
Do you feel as a player, Fox, that if you leave Glasgow Rangers and you've no won a trophy, you've achieved anything, mate? Because I don't believe that's the case, mate. I think if you're our top goal scorer and you're the top man in the league and we're challenging for the league title, I think you can owe it to yourself more than the club to make sure you go and win that league title this year. Because that's got to have been the reason they came to this club, mate. We must have enticed this guy. We come on, you get the chance to win trophies or European football and things like that. He's achieved his dreams in some sort of sense, but he's played European football. He's scored in Europe. He's got his cap for his country, he scored his goal and that, but he's not won anything for us yet, mate. And I think until he wins something for us, then he can leave, mate. Because if I'm him, I'm not satisfied with what I've done here unless I've lifted a league or some sort of trophy, mate. I really am, mate.
He's got a chance of winning that golden boot, innit?
Aye.
That's what I'm saying, mate. There's so much it could benefit him.
And if he does want to go, if he achieves these things like a championship and golden boots, he then can he's in a strong position himself to say, no, well, I want A, B and C in this contract. You know, he should set himself up, as Stardog saying, in a nice way, Fox, you know, by saying, finishing his career at Rangers with a league title, golden boot, as Ox said there, you know, and go away with our best wishes. But I'm not putting any blame on Alfredo here. You know, we're discussing agents. It's just some agents I feel are very, very, you know, self-centred. It's all about them. They don't really care about the players, in my opinion.
Can I just say here, Ox, there, Marsden Bear put in the lobby there, talking about agents. Thomas Cook was a good agent, and look what happened to him. Well said, Marsden Bear. Well said. Brilliant, just brilliant.
But your agent does a lot of stuff for you, Bridgeman. She doubles up as organises everything for you.
That runs my life, yeah.
You know, but,
can I just say that young Morelos, somewhere along the line, him and his wife and his agent or whomever is going to sit down. Well, the closer it gets to January, they've got a big choice to make. If they believe there's an offer on the table, I don't know. We will never know until it gets to that point. What everybody's saying about Morelos is obviously what I would love to happen, is for him to stay. and make sure we win the league, because his goals will be invaluable to us, and his standard of play. Obviously, we pray he doesn't get injured or anything like that, and he sees us through to the end of the season, and we'll see where it takes us. That's what I would like to see, and then we can let him go with grace back. And just, I remember Fox saying last week, he said something which is right up my street. No matter what happens, and I mean this sincerely, no matter what happens, if we accept a big bid for Mr. Morelos, I don't want it spent all in all. I want at least 75% kept for the club. If it's in January, 75% must go to the club, and we get our debts all cleared. That's what we need to do it, and then invest the rest, and you're away flying.
When's the AGM, Bridge? Have you had the stuff through?
It's God Almighty, 20. I've got it here somewhere. 26th, the 26th AGM. So we're really looking forward to that. I'll tell you.
Next Monday.
Next Monday, Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah, next Tuesday, pal. Yeah. Really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be absolutely brilliant. I heard a wee rumour saying, I saw something in Follow that somebody's put in saying that Dave King has given the go-ahead for the manager to buy whomever he wants in January. But I don't know if it's true or not, because it's just talk,
I mean, if you were being realistic, and that was the case, right? So, say said, right, there's another $7 million to spend.
Yeah.
Who do you get in that's going to improve our team? It's not that easy. Is there anybody in Scotland that you would say, I wouldn't mind him? I don't really see it.
No.
And then we're looking at, $7 million in the English Premier League. What does it get you? Ryan Kent, and I don't mean that in a nasty way. Ryan Kent was a reserve at Liverpool.
And $7 million is not a lot of money, in our terms. What I think was it you, Bridgeman, that mentioned it? I think what Ross Wilson will be looking at is maybe pre-contracts. Guys maybe in the last 6 months of their contracts, right? Could be to January, doing the Premiership. I'll give you an example. Adam Lallana, he's available come January to speak to any other club he wants. I'm not saying he's going to come to Rangers, but I'm just using that as an example. That sort of calibre of player is there, Ox. I don't know if he'll tap into that, but see if I talk to they spoke to him on a pre-contract to come in the summer in January. I think that'd be alright, but immediately bringing a player in right away, no, I can't name anybody, mate.
I think it'll be interesting to see what Ross Wilson does come January, because he's got to do something. He can't just sit there and no do anything, so he's got to sort of start making his mark, Ross Wilson. So it'll be interesting to see Port Bear what he does come January. He gets his wee black book out, and he's maybe got a couple of names already in mind. He might have. Because he's got to do something. He can't just sit there, he's got to do something. So it'll be interesting. January will be interesting. I mean, as I said earlier on, I've got the fear about January. I hope I'm wrong. And I hope come the end of that window, we'll still go over main players, Alfredo, more so than anybody, especially because to try and replace Alfredo, a player that scores that amount of goals is going to be
it's expensive.
Impossible.
And I hear the big Zlatan's looking for a road back into Europe.
That'd be a dream, mate.
That would be a dream, wouldn't it? But we just need to wait and see come January. As I said, he's flicking through his wee black book just now, Ross Wilson, and he's picking out a couple. He's talking to Stephen Gerrard. He's got the board.
I'd like to think he's got them on his phone and on his iPad rather than his wee black book. Fox, you've still got a wee black book, haven't you?
Is that for his playing days?
They're all full, mate.
Is that for his playing days or dating days?
Both.
All right, okay.
Both.
I've got a question for you. What about Ojo? When's his contract up?
Sooner the better. Did I say that out loud? Stardog?
No, but I'm talking about his paying club.
End of the season.
With Liverpool? Oh, I don't know.
He's got 2 years left in his contract, mate, I think. Or did he not just sign a new deal before he left them?
They signed him, didn't they, Stardog, before
they did, mate. I
think
he's got a 4 or 5 year
contract. That's that one out the window then. I would have offered £1 million for Ojo. I think he'll be a star in 2 years' time.
I like the sound of Adam Lallana, but I know you were just finding that name out there, Port Bear. But see, for me, mate, that's a realistic name for me. Honestly, it is nowadays.
I mentioned it, Star Doug, as a player that I know is out there, and do I really think he would come to the Rangers? I do, because maybe the Gerrard factor will kick in, but it's the wages, mate, isn't it? It's the wages when they come up here.
Poor Bear, has he got the fitness? Has he not got a health problem?
He's been injured, hasn't he, for the last couple of years? He has been. Wow. He's not played a lot for Liverpool the last couple of years, so he would be a risk. But he's definite quality. He's definite quality.
That doesn't matter to us, Port Bear. We'd still bring him an injury or no. We've done it before.
Aye, but would you take him, Rudy?
Oh, aye. Oh, yeah. Good, aye. In fact, I'd go and get him myself, Port Bear, to be honest. I'd go to come up.
And where would you play him?
Oh, I'd find somewhere to play him up. You'd have to, wouldn't you?
You're speaking about Lallana?
Aye.
Mm-hmm. Right, okay.
Adam Lallana.
Seriously, where'd you play him?
3 years ago, he was a fabulous player. Player.
He's that sort of awkward player, isn't he? He doesn't quite play in midfield, but he doesn't, he's like a number 10, sort of like he plays left and right.
Aye, he does. Yep.
He's a very creative-minded player. He definitely is. He's definite quality. He has definite quality.
Would you play him ahead of Scotty Arfield?
Aye.
100%.
If he's fit, aye, 100%. Much better player than Scott Arfield. No disrespect to Scott Arfield, he's your player. But
that's where I would play him. I'd play him in place of Scotty Arfield.
Yeah. Aye, what? That's probably where it'd go in, aye. On that right side, our forward three. Yeah.
Right, so
Jeff G's asking if you're on Lallana's agent.
What are you saying, Bridge?
Guys, Jeff G's asking if you lot are Lallana's bloody agents.
Ask your lobby.
Well said,
ask
Jeff
your lobby. Ask your lobby.
I know his father comes with good stock, Adam Lallana.
Right.
So maybe Port Bear's not too far off the mark then, Ox?
I think you'll find his wages are completely prohibitive.
That's the thing. That's the thing up, Bridge. But I would be hoping, because maybe he's not played for a couple of years, speaking to Gerrard, money wouldn't be really matter to him, just to get his football career back on track and come and do it at the great place of Glasgow Rangers, mate.
I'd be down there looking for where did Aribo come from? I don't mean from Charlton, but what was his background from a youth team perspective? And where did his teammates go to? That kind of thing. Because he is an absolute star for me, Aribo. And, in 3 or 4 years' time, he's going to be running the place for me. Fantastic player. Fantastic young player. Give me another 2 of them. Yes.
So that was with 7 million, and we ended up with a free transfer, Adam Lallana.
I'm thinking of the budget, mate. I'm keeping the money.
I think somebody said earlier, do you think we could find another like the boy we just brought, Ryan Kent? Could you find another Ryan Kent for something like £7 or £8 million for the right side of the pitch? What's that,
Ryan Kent's don't come about very cheaply, do they?
Of course not. I'm saying if you've got £7 or £8 million, well, we bought Ryan Kent for £7 or £8 million. So could we find another guy the same quality for the right side of the game? The right side of the pitch. Whether you would want somebody there at that quality, I don't know. But if you've got that much to spend, well, can we spend it in one man, or can we go for three or four others?
It's really difficult, mate, to name one position in that team. You can go through the team from back to front, and apart from a back up to Tavernier and Barisic, there's no really a position that's screaming out to me, because I do feel, Ox, you went through the players earlier, mate. You can rattle off 6 or 7 players that can all play on the right side of that park, so there's got to be one of them in there that's capable of nailing down that first team jersey and making it theirs and really making something happen in the right. I don't feel like we need to go out and buy to strengthen the right hand side. I feel like we've got enough there.
Oh, we've definitely got enough personnel. Whether you think quality, that's a different argument, Rudy.
Aye. I mean, the midfield three for me, I think mostly as it sits just now, the midfield three for me is going to be Jack Davis, Kamara. Or Aribo, but probably Kamara. And Aribo could come in any time he wants, as far as I'm concerned, as well. As Brisman was saying, he's a fantastic young player. So if you're then looking at a player, it's got to be somebody that's already there. If they're going to make that position that Stardug's talking about, it's got to be somebody that's already there to come in to make that position their own. But I don't know. I mean, it is really hard to look at the team as it is just now, the way we're playing, the results that we're getting, performances that's being put in. There's nobody immediately jumps to mind that's no here at the moment that we could look at and say, you could pick players that would improve the team. Obviously, you could, but within our budget, is there that many players out there that you can think about off the top of your head that would come in and improve us? The way
It'll take me a while to get fit, Rudy, I've got to be honest.
Can I give you a wee rundown of some of the players available to speak to clubs as of January, right? This is for Premiership. Right, you ready? Christian Eriksen's available. Willian for Chelsea. Ike Gedogan for Man City. Toby Alderweireld.
Cadogan Street.
Jan Vertonghen. Eric Bailly. David Silva. Pedro.
Pedro.
Right, give realistic ones here, Port Bear. These guys are going to come to us.
Oh God, there's.
I'd take Eriksen in a minute if he wants to come up.
I'd take every single one of them, but they're not going to come here.
Cavani, Thiago Silva, Modric.
You're noising us up.
Modric is good. He's good mates with Barisic.
Mario Götze. For Dortmund.
That's it. You're
It's wild.
The HR department wants you drug tested after the show.
Spoke something.
Can
you get his De Bruyne? Can you get his De Bruyne?
No, I can't get me.
Right, who's all realistically available?
Believe it or not, there's not a lot of the ones actually that realistically would be available for us. It's all top players. It's only the Premier.
Is that it?
Lallana's probably that's it, mate. Yep. Adam Lallana. Because we're in
What about this guy
Roofy
for Leeds? What's happening with him?
Kamar Roof. He's it. Anderlecht. But apparently you're still linked with him, Stardog. Apparently Gerrard's never stopped looking at him.
Because he's just gone for about 6 or 7 million to Anderlecht. I don't see him, sort of gone there. Then
has he just been bought for Anderlecht? There's no a loan or anything like that?
No, he's bought.
Well, no chance of that then.
I think they paid about 6 or 7 million for him, Stardog.
Right.
So I don't see him coming anytime soon to us,
No, definitely no. It was just a name that was floating about there in the summer, wasn't it? Just in case Alfred went anywhere, it was going to be an automatic backup for him. But obviously, he's moved on elsewhere now. So
he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I rate him I think he's a cracking young player. But he's unfortunately he's went to Anderlecht. I mean,
Christian Benteke.
Aye. Yeah, good player.
Couldn't have a barn door, but.
Aye, but that's just recently, mate. Remember his Villa days? He was red.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, good shout, mate.
What's the deal with him? Has he been released by Palace or what?
Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? My God Almighty, what a marvellous evening! Great discussions again, guys. Well done to every single one of us. In particular, that list of ex-Manchester City players. Absolutely fantastic. Sign every one of them for nothing. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans in here and Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please, we're ramping up. Only a few nights to go, only a few sleeps. Keep it going for the Rangers, everybody. Please keep it going because the Rangers need us.
All right, thanks to Bridge and Port Blair for starting the panel. Stardog, Fox and Rudy for joining us. It's all School Blue for doing the technicals. Everybody in the lobby and everybody listening. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, all School Blue.
Pacific shore. I sailed around the stormy capes and I've heard the 40s roar. I've flied the Indian Ocean, I've sailed the China Sea, but never see back home in Scotland more than all the rest to me. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my dog. It's the greenest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my dog. And it's part of the feeling that they are clean. No more I'll sail the seven seas, no more I'll ever roam. No more I'll feel the urge again, I'm back where I belong. And 3 o'clock each Saturday I'll join the mighty throng. With flags and banners